All right, good morning, good day, good afternoon, everybody. This is simple car finance keys you can use, three simple steps to follow that will help anyone get the best car financing deal. They're quick, simple, very easy to do. We simplified it. There's a whole lot of other information you can get, but we just want to give you a couple pointers that'll help get you in the right direction and get you off to making a decision that you're happier with down the road. Okay? Starting off with number one. Number one, know your numbers. You got to know your numbers, know your credit score, the amount financed, APR slash interest rate, term, length of the loan, because that's going to help you get to your monthly payment. All times too often, a lot of people show up at the dealership, and the number one thing is they're not prepared. So just take a little bit of time up front. You have all the tools and access and resources available to you. So just take these things down. Again, the amount finance, okay? That's going to be the total amount of money you're going to spend. APR slash interest rate. You need to know what the interest rate is or have an idea of what type of interest rate you'll qualify for before you actually show up at the dealership. And then secondly, also term, length of loan. So you want to, as far as how long of a loan you're going to take, all right? The national average is around 68 months right now, and there really is no wrong answer. Okay, you kind of want to set yourself up based on it, but what the wrong answer, if there is such a thing, is you don't just show up at the dealership and nilly-willy shooting from the hip and then just waiting for them to, kind of give you a payment, and you're not even prepared. Okay, so another thing is know your credit score. This is part of knowing your numbers. You need to know your credit score. A free website you can go to is creditkarma.com. Also, there is Experian.com. Though they're not free, I highly recommend Experian or creditkarma.com because it does give you an idea of what your credit score is. So you should know this before going to the dealership, and at least you have an idea of what you're looking at as far as interest rate and credit. Now, once you know your credit score, then you can shop the bank or credit union to see what type of interest rate you actually qualify for. So literally you can walk into the bank, and sometimes you could even go online and just put in an application, Bank of America, or you name a bank. But I would always suggest going right to your credit union or somewhere or a bank in person and just shopping the interest rate, seeing what type of interest rate you would qualify for. Okay, moving along. Now, this will help you with the next step because it's expectations and budget. Expectations and budget. So you need to set the right expectations. Set the right expectations, okay? What can you afford firstly, all right? And so here's how oftentimes I've seen it so many throughout 20 years of doing it. Many folks walk into the dealership. They didn't set themselves up with the right expectations. So they're meaning that they found out what they wanted as far as wants, but they didn't base it off of what their budget could afford. All right. And then they find themselves in a predicament where now they're spending too much money because they're too busy focused on what they want rather than set your budget first. If your payment is, you have a payment of $350 a month, that's where you want to be. Well, then what you need to do is know your numbers. How do we get to 350? Okay, that's going to be, I have an amortization calculator here. So we're going to be around $20,000. All right. And so that'll put us in that neighborhood. Now, based off of $20,000, we need to figure out the taxes, tag, fees, etc., extended warranty gap. I'm not going to overcomplicate it, but I just want to keep it simple for you for now. Then, based off of 350, 20,000, now you go select a vehicle based off of your numbers, not based off of what you want. Don't show up at the dealership saying, I want this $50,000 vehicle, but your budget is 350. Now you're going to get yourself you're going to overextend yourself and just put yourself in a predicament which you'll later regret down the road. So again, base your budget off of what you make. Never base your budget on what may come. Again, I've seen this so many times. Starting a new job, we'll be making more money, and so they have a raise, or they're starting a new job coming, and they're taking a new position, etc. And they're basing their budget based off of what they're going to be making, or they just started making. Then I would always recommend wait 6 months before you make a decision, okay, before you make a huge commitment. So wait at least 6 months to a year with that income, with that new job position, with that new salary, or with that passive income if you're trading Bitcoin or whatever you happen to be doing there. Wait at least 6 months before. Don't just, you made some more money now, and now you're just going to, now you can afford more. Wait until you have been doing that for at least 6 months to a year. And then lastly, as far as this point number two, use the free tools available. Again, use the internet. There's so many tools. All the information is available to us. Again, here's just one, calculator.net. That's how I just gave you two examples. Here's a payment based off a $20,000 loan amount for 7 years based on a 6% interest rate, and also 6 years based on a 6% interest rate. So you can see the difference. So you can have that in mind already before you even walked into the dealership. All right. And cannot harp on set reasonable expectations enough. This is very, very important step. Very, very important step there. Don't expect a dealer to discount unreasonable amount to make your dream car affordable. So as you can see, we have a picture here of a person living in a virtual world that's not real. They're living in a video game world where they can just, level up, just play the game a little bit longer, level up, and then they can get the new skin or whatever they wanted. Well, that doesn't work like that, does it? We have to actually set reasonable expectations. And this is why it's important to know your numbers up front. Once you know your numbers, then you can make the right decision. All right. Expecting a dealer to discount a $50,000 vehicle, discounting it $20,000 or $15,000 just to fit your budget because this is what you want, but you cannot afford, that's not reasonable, right? And so don't put them in the position to be the bad people or the bad person just because you did not set the right expectations. So we cannot harp on set the right expectations up front. Again, base your expectations off of what you know you can afford, where you're comfortable. Then you pick the vehicle that suits your needs, whether you're going brand new or used, okay? And bring this around. Lastly, with the right mindset, by doing your research, you'll have confidence. Just taking the few little steps we share with you there, doing your research, do your own research again, knowing your numbers, you'll have confidence, and it'll make you feel so much differently walking into a dealership when you come to negotiate, because now you know that, okay, I have the right expectations. This vehicle is $23,000. I have a $20,000 budget. Maybe I'm willing to be a little bit flexible, but at least it's within within reach of your budget. Okay. And so whatever you decide, no matter what, you made the right decision because you've done your own research. So now you have confidence. Okay. And if they come close and you stretch $10 a month, not a big deal. But I've seen so many times where people have stretched $150, $200 a month out of their budget just because this is what they wanted, because they didn't set up the right expectations. Later down the road, they felt that they got burned. And a lot of times it could be just you setting the wrong expectations for yourself. Okay. And I'm not excusing anyone, but this is why that is your job, to have the right mindset up front. Do your own research. Cannot harp that enough. Okay. Lastly, once you do make a decision, don't look back. Okay. Often two times people get buyer's remorse, and I can never say this enough. It's the ones who didn't take the steps up front. They didn't set the right expectations. They didn't know their numbers. They didn't do their own research, and they didn't do themselves that due diligence there. And so now they're constantly shopping the deal 6 months, a year later. They're seeing that this person got a better deal than them. And I just have to let you know, there's no two deals that are the same. No two deals are the same. Every car deal is completely different. I don't care. This one has a trade-in. That one, there's different factors. There's interest rates. There's timing. It's how many vehicles are available based on inventory, et cetera, et cetera. No two deals are the same. So just sit there and say that someone is paying $100 more a month for the same car that you got, and they got it. You don't know. Just go back to the basics in the beginning. The amount financed. How much money down did they have? Term. How many years did they finance? And interest rate. What was your interest rate? Those three factors there will always equal to the monthly payment. You can get right to the point. How many years did they finance? Again, how many years did they finance? How much did they finance? And what was the interest rate? Okay. And always remember, no two deals are the same. And closing this out, options. You do have options after purchase. Okay. So if you already made a decision, you do have options after purchase. Keep that in mind. You can refinance it. You can sell it, or you could trade it. Okay. But let's say you love your vehicle. You love your car. You can refinance it. And I even have a referral here for you. www.autoapprove.com. They specialize in refinancing vehicles. Simple process, seamless. Literally everything's done over the internet. All you have to do is give them a call, give them a little bit of information there. They'll send you some paperwork digitally, and you'll be off to saving monthly payments and interest rate instantly. I mean, within a matter of days. So within a matter of minutes of a phone call. So I don't get anything specifically by referring you to them, but I do get the fact that, hey, maybe you'll give me a like on the video, all right, and get a subscribe later, all right. And lastly, celebrate, have fun, all right. So it's a birthday, right? It's in America there, with all the things, purchasing a vehicle is still a really big deal, and it is still the number two largest purchase you'll make next to purchasing a home. So make sure you celebrate, right? Go out and have a steak dinner or something like that. Just celebrate. Take a family member out, take them for a ride in the vehicle or in your new car or whatever. Celebrate your victory. That's something you should be proud of. It is a big deal. It's a huge accomplishment there. And I think often enough, or not often enough, we don't celebrate certain purchases, right? So it is a huge privilege that you've afforded yourself to be in, to be able to purchase a vehicle, and you should be proud of it, regardless, whatever vehicle you purchase there, whether it's a Nissan Sentra, a Toyota Corolla, or a Tesla. Okay, you should definitely celebrate your purchase, and yeah, take a victory ride in it, and enjoy it. Okay, take some pictures of it, post it online, and put it on your Facebook or your social media account, and be proud of the vehicle you purchased there, and you'll definitely enjoy it more, and be more happy with your decision if you do celebrate it there. Okay, so anyway, thank you for the time. Thanks for listening. And I hope you find this helpful, and it will help you with your decision down the road. Again, make sure you do your own research. And if you have any other questions, comments, just go ahead and comment down below. And links to the referrals that we gave you will be in the description box. All right. Thanks, y'all. Peace.